No, that's fine, honestly. Yeah. As long as you face front, they're never going to know that it's a really, really slutty dress. Hello, welcome to Game On the What is that? A teddy? Oh, Steph, you were just getting some credibility. Now, oh, I love kittens.
It's a connectimal.
Oh, really? My bad.
Coming up.
To Blob 2, not a game for the colourblind. What about everyone else?
Fox News called it the worst video game in the world. Find out what Game On calls it in our Bulletstorm review.
News in briefs, we ogle Kelly Brook for no particular reason.
And news in brief, the latest lowdown on Elder Scrolls Skyrim, Crysis 2, Battlefield 3 and LA Noire.
Noir.
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 First, though, it's the game set to corrupt a nation, to turn toddlers into criminals and consoles into solid blocks of actual evil.
Uh-oh. Oh, yeah. I am full on! Ah!
To be honest, though, we were more worried Bulletstorm was just going to be a bit rubbish, unfunny, puerile and repetitive.
The good news is, it's not rubbish, it is funny, it's a bit repetitive and it's very puerile. Most of all, though, it's great fun, and it's nice to see a shooter that distances itself from the po-faced seriousness of all those countless Call of Duty-style games that have been flooding and saturating the FPS market since Modern Warfare made everyone have babies.
You play as vertically challenged Space Marine Grayson Hunt and pals who find out they've rather responsibly killed loads of innocent people under orders from their general.
Serrano tried to use us to do some ugly.
Angry with said general, they form their own little band of mercenary tearaways.
I am gonna kill you!
He wants them back, they want revenge, he tracks them down, they have a space battle, then your ship crashes and you begin the game proper.
First impressions of Bulletstorm. It does have a very comic book feel to narrative, which is always a good thing. And the Space Marines are suitably gruff-spoken and sweary.
Oh, those renegades of the English language.
Son of a...
Those mavericks.
Those ne'er-do-wells.
Pull up your skirt and strap that on.
It is, of course, in the standard Epic Games brown, which is getting a bit tiring. All of their games seem to bask in a kind of beige glow. It would be nice if they splashed out on a few more colours now and again.
Gameplay-wise, it's really down to the player themselves. Controls are almost identical to Gears of War, and you can play it like a normal FPS and mince around, shooting anything that moves, but that will be missing the point.
The game scores you on the stylish way in which you kill things, whether it's shooting them in the balls and kicking their head off,
A mercy kill,
or using your leash to pull them toward an electrified fence. There are numerous ways to dispatch your foe. You're positively encouraged for killing the bad guys in the most ludicrous and over-the-top ways possible. Whether you think that's a good thing or not is down to your personal playing preferences and indeed your political worldview, and will ultimately decide whether or not this is the game for you.
At the end of the day, if you liked the demo and thought it was amazing, then you'll love the game.
If, like me, you thought the demo could have been better, then the game will come as a nice surprise, and you should find yourself sucked into sticking around and completing it.
It won't change the world, and I wouldn't blame you for renting it or just waiting till it's cheaper, but if you're paying full price, you shouldn't feel shortchanged.
Time now for some news in brief.
What the is happening?
I'm not
with
doing any more. If the script calls for it, I will take my clothes off. News in brief. That's...
The script says brief. These are boxers. They're not even briefs.
So, first up, there's a new Elder Scrolls Skyrim trailer on the loose.
And it's giving us a first look at gameplay footage from the upcoming RPG.
There are dragons aplenty, monsters in abundance, and even some lovely scenery shots. Next up, another new trailer. This one's for Crysis 2.
By the way, you know that massive sandwich I made last week?
Yeah, cheese with the sandwich pickle type thing, yeah.
Some thief had taken it. I found it half-eaten in the bin, and the worst thing is...
He was just too weak to finish it.
Shocking. Cheese sandwiches aside, though, the trailer gives us a good look at the nano suit that allows you to become a post-human soldier.
Sounds fun.
Sounds like playing God.
Think of it as necessary sacrifice. You lied to us!
EA has given us a glimpse.
A fleeting glimpse.
At the gameplay for upcoming first-person shooter Battlefield 3.
It's pretty much what you'd expect from a battlefield. Guns, soldiers, explosions and all that jazz.
Jazz? I mean, yeah, I expected the guns and the soldiers, but surely Battlefield is no place for a bit of scoobity-bop-bop-bop-boo-doo. And finally, La Noire. I like the sound of that. It sounds très classy.
No, it's LA for the millionth time. It's LA Noire.
Noir.
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 Noir. Noir. Yeah, this is gritty 1940s America, and the cover art has been revealed.
This here picture tells 1,000 words, and this manages to do just that.
A beautiful woman, a smartly dressed man with a gun and a dramatic crime scene. Who needs a novel when you can just look at LA Noire's box art?
I'm delighted to say that section is now over. Now put your trousers back on.
We all thought we'd never see a sequel to The Saboteur when Pandemic Studios closed down. How wrong we were.
The Saboteur 2, The Blob, sees Irish foul-mouthed lady hound Sean turned into a colour-changing amorphous blob, catapults into the future to once again take on the evil, twisted might of those pesky Nazis.
Not really, of course. This is The Blob 2, sequel to the critically acclaimed Wii game that nobody really played, but probably should have.
The big problem, of course, is that this was a good game on the Wii, which totally threw everyone.
Bit harsh on the Wii.
You were thrown, you told me. Fortunately now, developers Blue Tongue and publishers THQ have remedied that by bringing the sequel into the light and onto next-gen consoles. It still looks like a Wii game, although obviously a bit crisper, but who cares when it allows us to relive the much-forgotten thrill of colouring in.
Colouring in?
I love colouring in.
Colour it's next-gen consoles. Colouring in. Ultimately, De Blob is kind of like The Saboteur by way of Lego Star Wars and Flower. You play as the aforementioned Blob, tasked with tracking down the evil and somewhat unhinged Comrade Black, who looks more than a little like a Nazi and hates all colour, a bit like a designer for Next.
High street fashion gag. I like it.
Thank you. Anyway, Comrade Black disguises himself cleverly as Papa Blanc, rigs an election to be voted mayor, and then proceeds to rid the world of colour, continuing the Nazi metaphor but taking it into places we'd rather not go in an entertaining show about games.
Plus, the Blob is very campy. It's brighter than a bag of Skittles. So it's Blob's job to unite the people of Prisma City and together take out Comrade Black.
The Blob 2 is a sturdy, charming and original 3D platform game with the odd 2D nod to its side-scrolling predecessors, and it's got a great sense of humour.
It begins simply enough, gradually introducing you to the controls and the world of Prisma City, walking you through gameplay, concepts like charge attacks, lock-on attacks and mixing colours.
The controls themselves can be pretty tricky. The combinations of hold this trigger while you do this, while you do that, and holding that while you do that, still doing that, can be a bit confusing.
Levels are vast and you're guided around neatly with a compass and colour streams. One feature that does seem to go against the ethos of the game is that the levels are timed.
Yeah, it's like you should be all gay and happy and go around painting stuff without a care in the world, but do it in less than 40 minutes.
Also, the time limit is so generous that the whole thing is pretty pointless.
You complete levels by completing your painting objectives with added bonus points for Jobsworths that want to save everyone and paint everything.
Basically, if you like Lego Star Wars, you'll love this.
There are a few multiplayer options that are fun and worthwhile, nothing really exciting. A split-screen battle will keep families happy but won't tear hardcore deathmatch fans away from Call of Duty.
The co-op mode is a bit of a wasted opportunity. It would have been better to play through the main game as two blobs than what you get, which is a difficult-to-control Super Mario Galaxy rip-off.
On the whole, though, De Blob is a colourful gem of a game, independently spirited, well thought out and refreshingly original. The gameplay's good fun and even the cutscenes are worthwhile, laugh out loud funny at times and oozing with charm.
The whole thing put a big smile across our pasty blonde faces.
That it did. We liked De Blob and we think you'll like De Blob too. De Blob 2?
Ah, De Blob 2.
Thanks. Now, you know me, Steph, I am a rigorous journalist.
You do exude rigour.
I do, yes, I do. And there has to be a good reason for me to feature something in the show.
Getting free stuff.
No, there has to be a good journalistic reason for me to feature something in the show, right?
Sexy girls.
Listen, it's an important game on Xbox Live and Facebook. Yes, this is the seminal, epoch-defining online minigame Fallen Angels starring Kelly Brook.
Brilliant. Remind me again why we're looking at pictures of women in their underwear.
Well, you see, this is the genius of the game. Players have to use their dating skills to wake the Archangel, Kelly Brook, and bring her back down to earth. They use the legendary Lynx effect, that you know, to tempt the Archangel. You can unlock levels by completing tasks helped along by motivating personal messages from these amazing Lynx angels.
Did you even get any free links for this?
I didn't actually. No, they didn't. No, it's a good game.
Obviously.
That's it for this week. Next week, I promise to keep my clothes on. And yes, we will announce the results of our opening intro competition.
Finally, I'm on the edge.
Are you excited about it? You're going to enter?
No. More gaming Guadalajara next week.
Harsh.
Woo! Spring break.
You're Tina Turner bouffant.
I know, it's a bit much, isn't it?
It's gone from greasy to powder puff.
I'm focused.
It's very cute though, isn't it?
I like it a lot. I really like it.
Come on. God, I feel so trendy.
What's a Skyrim?
It's a good question. Sounds disgusting.
If anything, it's a leopard.
Iberian lynx. It's a lynx.
Oh, it's a lynx. I think some snot just dripped out of my nose.
Nice. Sexy. Okay. Most of all, though, it's great fun. Thanks.
Sorry.
It's great fun. Woo!
Yes!
My bra is kind of all right. Okay, this is the naked bit.
Hey, let's do it.
Hooray! It's an important game on Xbox Live and Facebook. I think your hair's greasy. Look at mine.
It's not greasy. Oh.
I'm the noob today.
Mine's positively buoyant. Much as I do like a bit of scoobity-bop-ba-da-bop.
Dodgy. Let's get dressed.